Let's get more on all of this then with the former Premier League referee Mark Halsey. Have Nottingham Forest gone too far? Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark. How you doing?
Morning, guys. I'm not sure I want to be sitting here speaking to you guys this morning.
We'll be gentle with you, Mark. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I bet you will, Jeff.
Yeah, look. Well, let's get your view first of all. Have Forest gone too far with this statement?
Yeah, listen, I think all these sort of statements should be in private. They should be dealing with the PGMOL in private, in privacy. So, yes, they could let the media know they've written to them, but not explain the detail of what they've written to them. Listen, you cannot question a match official's integrity. Yes, you can question the appointment. I mean, I'm just going off the subject. Thomas Bramwell refereed Leicester and West Brom on Saturday. He was then a fourth official at Wembley yesterday. Suppose the referee goes down injured in the first minute. He's refereed on a Saturday, and he could be refereeing again on a Sunday, a massive game.
But
so Mark, you've got to look at the appointments.
Mark, who was your team? Which team do you support?
Come on, yours. QPR's my team. 3 points we got on Saturday.
So were you ever in a situation where you had to decline refereeing a Queen's Park Rangers match?
Yeah, listen. When I started, it wasn't so big. It wasn't until we become full time, then we had to start declaring our teams who we supported. I never refereed QPR once we had to put down who we supported as a referee. I did referee once in FA Cup time, and they lost 1-0. So it was. I mean, you have assessors at the games anyway. So, but after that, once we become full time, we had to declare. And also, when I was active, I was training full time at Bolton Wanderers. And when obviously they were in relegation fights, I was never appointed to. Keith Hackett never appointed me to teams in and around that area.
So why do you think that Stuart Atwell was allowed to be appointed to the VAR then?
Listen, as I said, you cannot question his integrity. You can question. What you can question is the appointment situation from the PGMOL. If you look at it really, you look at that and you think, okay, he's a Luton Town. Not that Stuart would have done anything.
Correct.
And everybody has bad days at the office. Even players have a bad day. Unfortunately for Anthony and Stuart, they did have a bad day at the office on yesterday.
I just think, Mark, I honestly think it's madness. I think if you start going down this road where clubs can pick and choose and say, no, we don't want him, we'd rather have him, he's Bradford size, whoever it may be, I just think it's absolute madness, mate.
I know when Keith Hackett was in charge and clubs done that, he sent us back to that club the following week.
Yeah.
So, listen, I think we have got a massive problem with the standard. I don't necessarily blame the referees. You've got to look at below that, the coaching, the leadership direction, the assessors. I think there's a lot of dead wood there that needs totally replacing. I mean, the handball law, when we looked at yesterday, there was two incidents, one in the semi-final and one at Everton. Yeah. The semi-final one, it goes to show that referees at the present don't know what natural and what unnatural is in certain phases of play. The one at Coventry, Man United Coventry, for me, that is never a handball. What is he supposed to do? His arms are in a natural position. The ball's pelted at him from close proximity. If it hits his left hand, you can say, yeah, because it was out. But his right arm was down by his side. So for me, that is not a penalty. And you look at the Everton one, that's more of a penalty than the one at Wembley. Now, what you've got to look at for me is if you look at all football teams, you've been a manager, Ali, you've been a player, your teams, the defenders are well drilled. They're well drilled, week in, week out. What you've got to ask is our referees well drilled? Yeah. Regarding handballs and certain situations, there's so much inconsistency.
Why was Anthony Taylor at no point during that game at Goodison Park called to go to the monitor, do you think, Mark?
I really think, Jeff, we need to hear the conversation because you can clearly see, Anthony Taylor, on the third one, for me, that is an absolute nailed-on penalty.
Yes.
Okay? So for the third one, Ashley Young's third one, you see Anthony Taylor go, he's got the ball. Well, if you've played a game, I've played a game, not at your level, at a non-league level, and you know Ashley Young has got no chance of winning that ball coming from behind like that. He's got absolutely no chance. So he's not going to get the ball. He's got to go through the player first to get to the ball. So that should be straight in Anthony Taylor's mind straight away. But then he goes, he's got the ball. So then that gives the signal to VAR to say that, no, look at it, he hasn't got the ball. Let him have another look at the monitor. And if he goes to the monitor, you can bet your bottom dollar he gives a penalty.
Yeah. See, that's where I totally agree. We can argue about the first two, right? And
yes, subjective.
That's subjective, absolutely. But that one is nailed on. I mean, I can't believe that Anthony Taylor doesn't give it. But once he doesn't give it, that whole process is why we've got VAR in the game.
And that's why we need to hear the conversations between VAR and the referee, because the fans, that they're entitled to that, and that's why I question the leadership and direction, the training, the education. Howard's got a massive job, and I feel for him because he's inherited a lot of dead wood on the management structure, on the coaching staff, and it needs change.
He's had a bit of time, in fairness, though, Mark, hasn't he? I mean, when Mike Riley was in charge, he was the sort of devil incarnate. Everybody pointed the finger at him, but nothing's improved. In fact, things have probably got worse under Howard.
What you've got to look at, I think, is like teams have with managers, have they lost the dressing room? Now, has the management lost the dressing room of the referees? Because I know for a fact that the referees weren't happy with John Moss. I know that for a fact. Mm-hmm. And where's John Moss? John Moss has gone. So does it go deeper? Does it go below John Moss with the coaching and the assessors? The way we look, there's no characters, there's no personalities now in football, in refereeing. We need those characters, we need those personalities. Let referees go out and referee and enjoy it.
Well, VAR's not helping them go out and enjoy it, that is for sure, Mark, no question about that. Look, thanks. I told you we'd be gentle with you. Thanks very much indeed, mate.
Thanks, Mark.
Take care, guys, all the best.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.